hello. Hello, hello. I believe I am live after taking a good one night break away from this. I'm ready to come back. I spent that day doing the grindy stuff that I really did not want to do on stream because I had to look at guides to like find where all the missing chests and like coins of whimsy were, plus the nymphs. But I left the like little things that they give you afterwards untouched. So that should be fun to look at. And of course I didn't do any quests off camera. Actually, I am gonna like very quickly make sure that my internet is okay. Seems like it. Seems like it. I'm also gonna make very quick that, yep, my recording is also going to my drive. Great. Okay. All right. How has everyone's weekend been going? And to VOD watchers, like, I hope you've taken care of yourself today. Or you're about to. Okay, let's switch over. A friend of mine is watching Scream 5 tonight, which I'm very happy about. I love the Scream series. Scream 5 was actually the first one I ever watched. Okay, actually I'm gonna start this quest. And then after that I was hooked. Like, I saw Scream 5, and I was fully prepared to like...
haven of memories. Every touch, every moment is like a thorned rose.
I had to take that in for a moment. I've never actually heard Acheron's voice line when she enters the map. Okay, I watched Scream 5 like on its opening weekend. I went with a group of friends who were... Okay, so one of my friends was doing an internship, I believe, for the production studio. Or like one of the advertising agency that was promoting the film. And so, of course, he said, like, let's go see it. And initially I felt like, oh damn, like, I really can't handle horror movies, you know? I'm such a wimp. But I was like, you know what? Why not? It's like, I'm young. And I really should get over like the fact that I can't watch horror movies. And it seemed like a fun one, you know? I asked him like how scary it was gonna be, and he said it doesn't seem like that bad. So I was like, you know what? I'll go for it. And I had like a great time. I was laughing my head off the whole movie. I was like, damn, I really need to check out the rest of these. And like then it was done for me. Wes Craven just really knows how to press my buttons. And even though the number 5 wasn't directed by him, felt like it did a really good job and at least getting people interested in the series again. But yeah, I love Wes Craven's films in the series. And I was like, I need to rewatch 5 now that I've actually seen the originals and see how well I like it now. But I'm really grateful for it, like, for the fact that it got me into the series in the first place. So yeah, I have not watched Scream 6 though. It's on my to-be-watched list, and it has been sitting there for a while. I just missed it while I was in theaters, because I had rewatched, I didn't rewatch the originals. I watched the originals. I missed Scream 6 while I was in theaters, and then I just never felt, and I felt like, oh, I gotta rewatch 5 before I watch 6, and I just never did that, so I'll do that eventually, and then finally watch 6. Or I'll watch number 6 with my friend, because we've been talking about watching it together. After she's done going through the series. She actually does not like it as much as I do, which I feel bad about. She's told me, like, if I ever have to listen to another one of those stupid phone calls again. But I'm really glad she's giving it a try for me. Okay. I've been walking in circles because I really want to touch that golden spot. This should be the place that Tribby said, but you don't even glimpse a hair of that great soothsayer. You Oklahomans are so slothful. Has Keflael ever taught you the virtue of punctuality in your labors? According to the school of relative cognition's first law of waiting, when you wait without purpose, the relative time your brain experiences will experience a state of exponential increase. You decide to give your brain some exercise and pass the time. You remember who we're looking for? Honestly, I have no idea. Nice answer. You managed to get yourself all dizzy. According to the second law of waiting, your perception of time will be accelerated to 99% the speed of light. Of course, the above was all made up by the school of relative cognition. Narrator, that's not funny at all. Rather than waiting around, why not catch the early worm? Ask around for Pasithea sightings. Okay. To entrust your own fate to an external factor. On further contemplation, such phenomena apparently occur within all civilizations. A lone person in the universe is certainly incapable of survival. They will at least need one trustworthy friend to have their back. Amidst the vast cosmic expanse, exactly how many superior beings receive such obeisance every day? You've already lost count of the tangible ones, let alone the people prostrating before intangible forces like credits. Life is tough. I have to Google what that word means. I think, like, given the context, I guess it means something like loyalty. Yeah, differential respect. That is what the word means. Okay, and how do you say this? I'm gonna see if my camera can just pick up what my phone is probably gonna put.
Obeisance.
Obeisance. Okay. How many superior beings receive such obeisance every day? It is said that the foundation of all faiths is to dispel the eternal fear of nihility existing in people's hearts. You can't help but silently wish that this strange world will stay steady and peaceful. and that the masses will never be confronted with merciless annihilation by a mysterious existence beyond them. Even so, you are sure of one thing. Rather than being able to explain a world, what's more important is to be able to change it for the better, no matter what that might be. Okay. Oh, I thought I could ask him something. Okay. Oh. We clasp our fingers intertwined, singing hymns to Thanatos to guard the fate they welcomed the second demise. This is both lament and blessing, for what they have received is being forgotten by all. Once individuals of renown, now nameless souls lost to memory. May you embrace peace. May you be remembered. At the end, at the dawn of Genesis, flowing once more. Thanatos. That's the god of death, I believe. I did not realize, like, they had followers, who still did rituals together. We've always heard about their followers, just kind of skimping out on, doing the over-the-top rituals the other god's followers do. Unless I'm wrong, and that they're actually praying to, the god of justice. The two of them have really similar names from what I remember. Okay, who can we ask? Outlander friend, I see you've been waiting long. You must be seeking a prophecy from the Oracle Dream Mother. Hello, Pasithea. Yeah. How would I dare be mentioned on the equal stature with the Oracle Dream Mother? In the presence of her erudition, I am but a leaf in Circe's forest. Don't panic. Please allow us a fragment of your time to introduce Pasithea, our prophet. None knows of her past. She emerged from the ruins of Yanusopolis, leading refugees across the Black Tide. She foresaw the trails of the future in her dreams, and handpicked those summoned by destiny, bestowing prophecies upon them, to guide the lost through the fog. We even once suspected her to be one of the Chrysosayers because of her blind eyes. Either that or one of Ornyx's kin. Stop ruining the sci-fi theme of the story. You sound a lot like a drama troupe. Anyway, she's a good person. If she didn't remind me to return home earlier, my daughter would have been summoned to Thanatos' kingdom by the fire. She even had an old person go to Oklahoma City gates on the first day of the month of cultivation. There he found two brothers he thought lost during the war. Have you ever even seen her before? Nope. It's a little bit too loud for me. I need to lower this. Okay. Another fool misled by that charlatan. Before you get scammed upside down by her, a word of advice. Wash your face and clear your mind. Hello, Pasithea. No wonder you're foolish enough to believe this supposed Oracle Dream Mother. Your eyes are just as useless as hers. It'll be too late if you want to meet Pasithea. When I arrived, I happened to witness the city guards escorting that scoundrel away. So many years, and someone smart finally saw through her tricks. Why couldn't I be the one who thwarted her? Before Yanissopolis was destroyed, the priests of the Temple of the Three Fates frequently concocted prophecies, colluding with those scummy politicians. They would even distort Ornyx's prophecies for their own gains. It's just people who've never experienced those times would believe foretellings of a blind from dubious origins. The ranting man details the various crimes of past priests, sometimes in anger, sometimes in tears. You better leave before he gets hysterical. Better go look for the city guards who detained Pasithea and ask about the situation. Isn't this Lady Aglaya's Isn't this Lady Aglaya's guest? What matter of business do you have here? Pasithea, I'm here to save you. Ma'am, I think you're mistaken. If you're looking for Lady Pasithea, she has left. Judging by her troubled look, it's likely caused by that dream. It's also our fault, so we often trouble her to assist us for our work, yet we can hardly help her when it comes to her work. Yanissopolis ghost. It'd be great if we can catch it. I'm familiar. Are we going ghost busting? Please don't tease us. Speaking of this ghost, you could say it and I are old acquaintances. When the black tide descended, my father took me and escaped. But the danger was greater than we could have ever imagined. The people with us disappeared one by one in the darkness. Hunger and fear gradually turned into despair. But then, Ornyx's Titankin appeared in front of us. It said, within the dilapidated Temple of the Three Fates, there is a prophet named Pasithea waiting for us. She will bring forth the prophecy from the Fate Titans, leading us to Oklahoma. Whatever happened next was exactly what the Titankin said. We found her among the ruins, and she saved us with her prophecy. This ghostly person seems quite nice. If things just ended there, it would have been fine. But since then, Pasithea often hears its voice in her dreams. Year after year, it's like a ghost haunting her. We've also tried returning to the Abyss of Fate, looking for that Titankin, but it was all in vain. Might be another hidden reason. There might be another hidden reason. After arriving at Oklahoma, Lady Pasithea quickly integrated herself. She offers her help to those chosen by destiny, and routinely bestows her prophecies on us, just like today. Citizens that were attacked by monsters, lost refugees. So far, many have been saved by her prophecies. Even those who slander her and call her a liar because they weren't chosen, she just laughs it off. If only I can share some of her burdens. Let's stop the chit-chat here. If you're seeking a prophecy, it's better to do it some other day. It's probably a sign as well that you're not being able to meet her. Okay. Cannot meet her. A fellow companion dive into her memories. Though it's not polite to snoop into others' past, but if you think about it, you've done plenty of that too. Besides, if you want to locate Pasithea, this is the only way left. Mem, I choose you. Why are you treating me like a pet? Mem's gonna get angry. I've heard most of the details. Since you asked me with such sincerity, I shall help you mercifully. Mem has a serious expression, with a gaze that seems to penetrate into the past. But from your perspective, it looks like it's just floating about. Phew, what a sad expression. What's in her hand? A diary? Do I need to take a look at what's written inside? Yes, take a good look. Remember, doing this is not of Mem's own will, but you forcing Mem's hands. What messy handwriting. Yet another voice disappeared, and yet I still remember. Pasithea, you're the most despicable liar. It's you who fabricated the prophecy, and everyone perished because of you. The writing on this page is practically swirling in circles. I'm so dizzy. Everything that's happening is Ornyx's punishment for me. I betrayed them, and I deserve this. Veil of Evernight, those blind eyes can no longer get a glimpse of your... She's writing with such force that she's almost piercing through the paper. I've given up. From the beginning till the end, I've never been able to break free from the shackles of fate. If there's a way to break free of it, I can only think of one. Oh shoot! Something huge is happening! What did she write? Death! I will return to the embrace of Thanatos! We have to find her quickly! Okay. A hidden place. Oh my god. Is she really planning to jump off the roof?
Does it really work?
You made it! Panting heavily, you stop in front of Pasithea, with only one thought echoing in your blank mind. Let me catch my breath. We meet again. I always thought with the guidance from my dream prophecy, no one will find this place. But it seems like it overlooked the visitor beyond destiny. That was a close one. Oh, Trailblazer, have you forgotten the important mission you carry? Your brain runs at full capacity, thinking of ways to stop her from jumping down. I don't want to say either of these things, but I feel like I have to for completion's sake. And I don't know why this would be the one that changes the situation. But I'll go for it. Life is still pretty good. Yes. Even if the Evernight covers my eyes, I can still hear its murmurs from here, even if Ornyx is afar. The weather today is great. As you said, although I am unable to get a glimpse of the dawn device that Caphael is carrying, the warmth of its light still brings me joy. When I sleep at night, I kick away my blanket. Really? This is not a good habit. May Ornyx bestow its blessings upon you, and bless you with blissful sleep. Pasithea wears a serene smile on her face, but you knew it was just a sign of numbness. I kind of hate the tone of this quest. We have like a similar moment in Penacony with a character, which is much more impactful, but I guess that's because they spent a lot of time making you sympathize for that side character. This one just kind of comes out of nowhere. I doubt she's even going to jump. Okay, please don't do anything rash. Huh? I was just taking a stroll. Unless... Judging by your urgent tone, you're here because of this? I don't think I've done anything for anyone to misunderstand. Okay, she's not gonna do anything. Someone said you're a liar. Thank you for your concern, but this doesn't seem to be related to the conclusion you've drawn. I heard you've dreamed of ghosts? Yep, okay. Tell the truth. You tell Pasithea everything you've seen along the way, including collaborating with Mem to sneak a glance at her diary. Only her reaction is entirely different from what you expected. You're saying that Mem can access my memories? Sorry, allow me to collect myself. The situation with the diary, I can't really explain I can't really explain clearly now, but I hope you can call upon that friend you call Mem to help me find someone. That spirit. That's Ornyx's kin. What's this? The slumbering Ornyx often conceals fate within their murmurs. The murmurs traverse the celestial veil and become sounds beyond the reach of ordinary people. I can hear their murmurs and glean prophecies from them. Yet for many years, my dreams have always been plagued with another noise. Though it's very muffled, those two words are clearer than anything else. Pasithea, liar. Ornyx, are they angry over my betrayal? Hence their meting of such punishment? If that's the case, why did they send their kin to guide others to save me from the ruins? What is destiny? This question feels like a knife, gouging out my eyes and leaving them at the ruins. I can hear the whispers of the future in my dreams, yet my eyes can only gaze into the past. Everyone in this holy city takes care of me, yet their searches yield nothing. If it's you, perhaps Ornyx's blessing will lead you to it. We are the invincible duo. Ornyx's dream murmurs not only hold the fate of the future, but also memories of the past. As long as you can bring me the echoes from beyond the sky left behind at the abyss of fate, I will be able to find traces of its whereabouts and hear the truth from its mouth. Okay. So I'm gonna need to go to the Abyss of Fate. I'm trying to find which quest this even is. This is it. Okay.
Stream forth. Stream forth the gleam of old blades.
Okay. We're gonna use that. I've started to really love these puzzles. I don't know why I have such like a love-hate relationship all the time with them. Okay.
Life is a puzzle in and of itself.
Okay, come on, I found the direction of the sound. Okay, where is it? Just a while ago, I met your husband, the warrior who always returned victorious, but now even poverty shrouds a hero's family alongside Zagreus' mockery. Parents lose their lives, driven into the river of souls by the ravages of war, while children are left bereft of family, entering eternal sleep amongst hunger and sadness. We are powerless in stopping the spread of the black tie. This failure lies with us, the ones in power. If she becomes the maiden, can I still see her? The dust of the secular world will taint the maiden's purity. The infamy that stained the previous maiden was thanks to her mother, who deluded her into stealing away Yennis's core flame. That led to the present downfall of Yennisopolis. Is that Tribby? Who he's talking about, the previous maiden? What if she doesn't succeed? I'm saying Pasithea is just a normal child you can pick off the street. Why would the gaze of Ornyx take pity on such a girl? Madam, how long can you keep raising her? The black tide swallows the lands of the Pillar of Stone as we speak. Wheat fields are corroded and the soil is flooded. How will you withstand this famine? It won't be long until you all starve to death here. The priest suddenly raises his voice. Even Pasithea, who's been fretting over this ritual, can't help turning her head. Don't get distracted, Pasithea. Keep following the instructions of the acolyte. Now you have a chance to change destiny. She'll become a maiden who does not need to worry about food and shelter. As compensation, we will offer you, her mother, enough food to tide through this famine. Do what is good for you. Okay. Close your eyes and cast your soul into the Evernight Vale. Among the starry night, Ornyx, the wheel of time and destiny, they shall grind your pure soul. Uncle, if the wheel rolls over me, will I break, just like my father? If I break, I will go to Thanatos. Does that mean I'll never be able to see Ornyx? It's just a chant. Be quiet and do as I say. Okay. Uncle, I'm afraid of pain. Can you get Ornyx to be faster? I'm afraid. The girl's waifish body quivers beneath the acolyte's gaze. She thinks of saying something, but she is still worried Ornyx might accidentally break her. A growl escapes her hungry stomach, swiftly cutting off the blasphemous thoughts. Sorry. Now take out the ceremonial herbs and don't put your hands in your mouth. You'll get poisoned. You still remember what I taught you? What's the next step to the tripartite ritual? Recite the Gate of Infinity. Tantalin's praise. Nonsense. That's Yennis. Do you really think we can find the new maiden? Since the fall of Yennis, the Fate Titans have persistently answered our prayers with silence. This makes it hard for me not to believe that it's their punishment for humans who take the lives of their own kin. Prophecies are necessary. Once we lose the prophecies, Yennisopolis' position among the Alliance will be obliterated. By then, we'll just be a blade of grass among the Black Tide, merely trophies for Nikador's Legion, mounted on their shields and spears. If worst comes to worst, we can prop that girl up. Like we always do. What this alliance needs is just prophecies, not real prophecies. Everyone is well aware. As long as we have the maiden in the palm of our hand, like a bird in a cage, whatever the Fate Titans have truly foretold is left for us to interpret, isn't it? But my concern is, what if she also escapes? Then what? Or in a moment of desperation, escapes into the hands of Thanatos. If you and I both keep quiet, Who will know whether the maiden at the temple is the same person as before? This is awful. Yeah, let's find the next one. Okay. If the previous maiden was the one who got Yennis's core flame, then that has to be Tribby, right? It was Tribby and then Pasithea, who was, of course, used by everyone.
Stream forth. Life is a puzzle in and of itself.
Sure enough, people really care about prophecies. That won't do. You're asking too much. We'll be exposed if we keep this up. I know the fervent ranks of those loose-tongued sophists swell by the day. So is it because of this that you want Ornyx to bestow a prophecy upon you? I hear that Nikador's legion is but fewer than 3 days away from your city. They won't buy any contrived prophecies of destiny. A mere year ago, you were still strutting with pomp. I too know that the tables have turned. But since the gloves are off, don't blame me for spilling the entire truth. I have no authority to interfere with your actions, and you're not the first to do so. Go tell them whose pockets those riches line. They will never bring them fortune. Go tell them the Titans won't protect them, and the black tide will inevitably surge across the lands. Even if Ornyx remains silent, I will foretell your future. They will kill you. They will not believe. We'll see. One day the scale of justice will exact equal retribution upon each and every one of us. I hope so too. But Tantalon is gone. The acolyte lethargically stares into the distance and sighs, as if what he once believed, deeply loved, had long since perished alongside the Titans that the temple once worshipped. If the Fate Titans could really peer into the future, would they have seen the black tide devour everything? Why do they not come and save us? Why do they not refuse the destiny that forces them to offer up the core flame? Or are they also powerless before destiny itself? Still nothing? What exactly are you good for as a holy maiden? But Ornyx, I know it's staying silent, but why do you think we brought you here? Prophecy! Prophecy! Without Ornyx's prophecy, you are nothing. I honestly don't know what fortune you stumbled upon that day to be able to receive their prophecy. I'm now thoroughly suspecting that it's all tricked by Zagreus, for the maiden's title to be adorned on trash, like you, and make a mockery of us. You and that old woman are nothing but scheming liars. The girl's jaws are tightly clenched, tasting rust through gritted teeth. Such words are nothing but sheer insults to mother and daughter. No matter what, you will all say what you need to in order to mislead others. If that's the case, then what use am I even, as the maiden? You think that we don't know the common folk can't tell the difference between true and false prophecies? Wild prophecies will only invite catastrophe, repeating the mistakes of the Chrysos War. I know that you've always thought us a bunch of liars, using prophecies to control the fools outside the temple. But let me tell you, the ones who truly need prophecies are not us, but them. If I told you now that the prophecies don't exist, would they have any hope of surviving the black tide? Dude, barge in and tear us to shreds, and then wait for Thanatos in despair. That damn destiny. Why did it only leave us with this worthless Ornyx? Everyone, the terrifying black tide is destroying the lands, and the Mad King's lance will be pointed at the city at any time. Even right here, the shadow of misfortune attempts to drag us towards annihilation. Listen to what it has said to you. It said that Ornyx refused to bestow prophecy, and that the Titans never loved their subjects. Would you have succumbed to its trickery? Capture it, flagellate it, damned liar, lapdog of Zagreus. O priest, may Ornyx not castigate those kind souls deceived by trickery. Naturally, destiny will protect us. Ornyx's prophecy has been disposed. From the words of the Titans, from untwistable and unwavering destiny, we will eventually triumph over death and strife. May the gods' gazes shine radiant over our glorious advance. Does everyone hear clear? Destiny, grand destiny will protect us. Praise Ornyx, praise Ornyx. Okay. Not the sound of many people crying. Of course. You know, a whole city of people being given false information in order to make them feel better. And then of course it all backfires, or I guess doesn't. Just for the sake of keeping the peace. They can't be told what's going wrong. Allow me to ascertain once again. The black tide will devour Yanisopolis. Does the prophecy really state this? After being silent so many years, Ornyx responded to us. Just like that? This is the destiny in which we so devoutly believe? Are we supposed to watch helplessly as this city is offered to the savage Nicodor? Have Pasithea plead with the three fates once more. Proffer the most luxurious of sacrifice to the Titan. Maybe Ornyx will change their mind? Then they will rewrite our fate. That's right. The way they are now, they're just feverish with rage. It's nothing more than one of their tantrums to frighten us mortals. Well, say something. If I told you that the black tide will kill us all, and everyone will die, will you believe me? Of course not. After fighting the Calamity Titans for so many years, having to lie to those boorish common folk every day with a new tale, at least let them live on with their supposed honor. Now you're telling me that everything we did was for nothing? If I told you now that the black tide will not breach us, that we will all live, will you believe me then? We simply do not wish to admit it to ourselves. So many cities have been decimated by time. Now it is our turn. That prophecy, how do we... Just do what you usually do. Oh yes, don't be in a hurry to leave. We'll still attempt what you said, to have Pasithea try again, in hopes of destiny turning in our favor. It's getting more unsafe outside these days. The sounds outside the temple have been waning, and our offerings dwindle by the day. Most of these ritual herbs have withered and died. Were they brought back from within the Black Tide? Yes, Your Highness. It's said that we lost many a good man trying to flee the monsters spawned of the Black Tide. We couldn't even bring their bodies back home. But what other solutions do they have? All that they have are the hopes that the temple's meager rewards to feed their families. The relatives of the dead note them down and double their remunerations. This is Ornyx's blessing unto them. I will not pay for the portion that exceeds the allotted compensation. Also tell them in the near future the temple will have no need of tributes or herbs. We have little else to reward them with. If they wish to live, tell them to go to the holy city of Oklahoma. My lord, you mean? I already said what has to be said. Some things should be left unspoken, as I'm sure you understand. Understood. This is absolutely not the destruction preordained by the prophecy. Just as we wretched folk are unable to sate the coffers of the titans we serve, we have merely been deceived by Zagreus, and are simply fleeing to Oklahoma. Very well. Send the herbs to the maiden. The ritual to Ornyx is about to start. Before I leave, forgive me for asking. Can we truly not escape this fate? We can persuade those stubborn priests to plead for aid from Oklahoma. If Yanisopolis is destined to fall, reinforcements will only cause more people to forsake their lives here. My lord, may the gods' gazes shine radiant on our glorious advance. You feel a wave of dizziness, as if Pasithea's emotions are penetrating time and memory right into your mind. I've tried everything. I really have, but it's no use. Nothing will change. The Black Tide, I still see it surging towards us. Why does destiny toy with us so? Ornyx, do you hate me that much? Nausea, vertigo. Your senses start to drift and muddle from successive shocks. The future doesn't even exist. All I see is a pitch black world, ruin, death, the maddened titan, other fallen titans. If I can't change anything, why do you let me see these? Do you want even more people to wallow in despair like you? Why me? I haven't done anything. I just want... Someone is whispering in your ear. Danger. Stop. Is it Mem? You try to discern the voice, but an irresistible force is enticing you to close your eyes. Some memories exist in this world. Some are overly chaotic, even capable of reversely peering into the watcher's subconsciousness. Unfortunately, your memo keeper friends haven't yet taught you that fact. Helpless, unprotected, only fear and fatigue are what assault you. As long as you close your eyes, let your soul sink into the Evernight, and all those woes will fade away. Pasithea, open your eyes. What did you see in Ornyx's prophecy? The eternal, silent, lonely, black tide. But this should not be your ending. Destiny will not treat you so unfairly. Do you not think it owes you a future? If you did not become the maiden, then would everything have turned out differently? Unfettered, free among the free, like a bird. I might have become a scholar. Circe's disciple, or perhaps a subject graced by Aquila, using your wisdom to create, record, and decipher. Your eloquent rhetoric will be quoted by countless others after you. Your name will also be remembered by the scholars of the grove. But all this will not come to pass. You are just Pasithea, destined maiden of the temple of the free fates, a prisoner without dignity nor freedom. Now answer me, Pasithea. In Onyx's prophecy, what did you see? You see the black tide swallowing the land. The death led by Thanatos brings decay and rot. It's truly fair. Aquila's disciples, Circe's disciples, and Onyx's disciples are all equally facing eternal slumber and death. No matter where you choose to escape, destiny is omnipresent. It will always follow in your shadow, just like every time it did in the past. Only darkness and death are left. Death and darkness, darkness and death. What else can you escape, unless you offer up your soul to Thanatos? That's right. Thanatos, a sacrifice. Swallow those poisonous herbs. Oh god, okay. And then the black tide arrived. You awaken in a familiar place. Do you still remember what happened? To escape destiny, Pasithea, you betrayed Onyx, imbibed poison, turned around, lunging towards Thanatos' embrace. But even death did not deny possession of your tragic soul. Go forth. The scale has ascertained the weight of your soul. Only a fate worthy of it waits. Though they have fallen already, the remaining judgments of Tantalon are many and varied. It is ironic to think that even now, to overcome its challenges, you need the hand of Zagreus. My lord, let me do the heavy work. You must take care of your health. Very well. Do you remember how to do it? After all these years serving you, one thing I am sure of. The celestial sphere that symbolizes the world should be on the right, isn't it? That's right. The celestial sphere goes on the right side and we stand on the left tray. The scale will lift us to the destination. Let's go. Hope Lady Pasithea can make it. Open your eyes and look, Pasithea. Look at your miserable visage. The poison did not take your life, but robbed you of your eyes. Of course, that much is sufficient. You are unable to complete the maiden's prayer. You can only be locked away by the priests here, and then buried by the debris. Why do they not leave you to your devices? Because they have a mere tinge of conscience left in them. But that is not important, for they are probably all dead in the black tide's deluge. After a long time, you will feel famished. Do you remember the last words your mother said to you when she left? She tried her hardest to force a smile, but as soon as the corners of her lips drooped, her tears would flow down her wrinkled crevices. Cheer up, Pasithea. You won't ever have to go hungry again. Where is she now? Is she alive? In this era where all life heads towards quietus, you pray to Ornyx, whom you betrayed, in hopes that destiny will bless her journey. I miss her dearly. You have long forgotten her face and her voice. Even if she were to stand before you and call out your name, you would not remember her. I hate her. She sold you to these priests so that she could live. You were never able to step outside the Temple of the Free Fates after that day. Perhaps from the moment that happened, you were already dead. Stop thinking about that event and that woman who abandoned you. Even if you had a million reasons to speak up for her, hunger and fear will fuel your instinctive hate for her. You have even started to abhor your maiden predecessor. If not for her, would you even be in such a beleaguered predicament? But you know you are just venting your frustrations. Very soon, you will die here. Who do we have here? Our esteemed maiden. Accusing us of being liars, fabricating prophecies from your ivory tower, defending it with fervor. And how is Ornyx treating you? I obviously know the prophecy we declared is false. But since that's the case, why doesn't it give us the true prophecy? Does it wish to simply watch Amphorius burn in black fire? Old friend, no need to be so harsh on an innocent girl. Be it her, us, or the Fate Titans. We are all but prisoners of this abyss of fate. No escape. It is inevitable. I will never accept such a fate. Go, Pasithea. Go witness your destiny and make a choice for it. Your young self would not understand what methods Ornyx implied to reveal those destinies to you beyond the prophecy. Ever since the both of your two kin passed, this could be its most generous revelation, its tragic scene reflected in your eyes. Locked in the depths of the temple, choking on poison herbs, finally buried beneath debris, what you have experienced is but a nightmare of the future you encountered in a stupor. As long as you allow lies to flow from your lips, you will embark on a path towards another future and escape this tragic destiny. Child, what choice do you make? She had to lie, right? That's the only reason why we can see her today, is that she lied. Maintain silence. Just like Ornyx, reply these greedy priests with silence, like a bird with its throat slit. You successfully escaped the cage of being a maiden. What do you intend to do next? Go be a craftsman. You try to imagine an unrealistic future, but in reality, you will all soon die from hunger. The food in the house has already been depleted, and your mother is enduring hunger to protect you from it. This is the first time you notice her figure has become so emancipated. As long as you become the maiden, you will all survive. Go to the fields and farm. Your weakened bodies can no longer stand such labor. As the black tide slowly swallows the land, there will be no place for you to farm. But if you become the maiden, you all will survive. You can go and work for money, weaving or carving, but where will the tools and materials come from? Reality is not a bedtime story read by your mother. Once you become the maiden, you will all be able to survive. I want to become the maiden. This is your only destiny. You can all escape to Oklahoma. You can all barely stand on your own 2 feet. How will you reach the holy city that's high above? Give up on struggling, Pasithea. You can still make a choice. A pointless defiance. Do you have the bravery to choose death? Even if this is an act of cowardice? Even if your mother will lose all hope for life because of this? Give up on struggling, Pasithea. I will become the maiden. This destiny cannot be altered. I don't want to become a liar. Your mother will not blame you. To ensure your survival, she will likely take on those dangerous jobs, doing work deep in the black tide. Someday, in the future, there will be strangers knocking on your door, bringing you to attend her funeral. I fear for my destined future. Your mother, the only one who still loves you in this world, and the only one you still love, she's given you everything she has. Now she even has to give up her life for you. You have to become the maiden, or else she'll die in the black tide. I will be the maiden. Praise destiny, you ultimately became the maiden. As time marches on, the black tide and death both arrive at the moment fate reveals itself. Pasithea, you're going to die. As she lost consciousness, the memories of the past gradually faded as well. Suddenly, you hear a familiar voice calling to you. You're finally awake. You're all walking here in a daze, and that scared me. This must be the final echoes from beyond the sky. Bring them to Pasithea. I would hate to do that to her. To give her these memories back. Oh boy. Ugh, they never fail in making really, really sad side quests. I'm having some mango, tropical mango green tea, just to lighten the mood. Say something really silly like that.
Stream forth, gleam of old blades.
I wanted to see what those two were talking about. I guess that was for the... if you hadn't already solved this. Yeah, okay. I'll go back. Let's finish up the quest.
haven of memories. Every touch, every moment is like a thorned rose.
Is that you? I heard your footsteps in its sound. It has. I've brought back the echoes. To think these memories are still held in Yenisopolis. I never did imagine I would recollect my past in such a way. Ornyx's kin. Let's hope we can find them from these sounds. Pasithea gently places her fingers on the back of your ear, and the echoes flow into your ears, carrying her confession with them. The sound of collapsing cries. They are sounds I'll never forget, the haunting echoes of the black tide. At that time I cowered in the temple, waiting for Thanatos to lead me from my bitterness to their river. But what arrived was a group of refugees, guarded by Ornyx, seeking an oracle from the Holy Maiden. O destiny, I scream at thee. To hell with the Holy Maiden. I am nothing but a blind woman now. Yet, like the priests, I forged an oracle. In the darkness I clung to my childhood memories, barely piecing together the path that would lead to Oklahoma. Then I pointed at the sky, and I said to them, "Move ahead. The Time Titan has delivered a prophecy. We shall overcome the barriers of death and reach the holy city of Caphael." On that very night we marched into Oklahoma. I, who had lost my sight, heard an echo from beyond the heavens in my dreams. Like a prayer whispered in the temple, I understood the meaning of the echo the moment I heard it. This identity I had fought so hard to escape from had finally... At some point, Pasithea found herself surrounded by citizens seeking an oracle. I felt as if you were no longer in Oklahoma, but transported to the Temple of the Free Fates in the past. "Lady Pasithea, please look at me. Did you see my destiny from the Titan's revelation?" "High Priest, please tell us, what order did the Holy Maiden receive? As for Yenisopolis? No, the destiny of Amphorius. How would it be?" "O great Oracle Dream Mother, I come not with a wish, but simply to offer our heartfelt gratitude and deepest respect. Fate, glorious fate, will protect us. We will eventually triumph over death and strife. May the gods' gazes shine radiant over our glorious advance. Reveal to us oracle, and we shall dedicate ourselves fully to the prophecies of the Titans. Praise Ornyx. Praise Ornyx." It seems like nothing has changed. "Everyone, today is my day of rest. Let's reconvene another time." Is that how it was resolved? At Pasithea's proclamation, the noise in your ears suddenly quieted. The crowd dispersed noisily, yet without much complaint. "Lady Pasithea, your prophecy was true. We discovered a mother and her daughter in the ruins. The child's health is deteriorating. Please find a doctor for her as soon as possible. O Oracle Dream Mother, the elders in my family have recently made some delicious sweet cakes. I shall bring some to you shortly. I'll humbly accept them. Thank you. You seem exhausted lately. Let's take a trip to the hot springs again in a few days to recharge." "Sure, I wanted to suggest that too." Shortly after, the area around Pasithea returns to the quietness it had moments ago. Fate. As one blessed by Ornyx, what do you think fate looks like? I don't want to say any of these. Is it a command? So it's coming from a higher power, and you feel compelled to do it. A prison, which restrains your actions, versus like being commanded to do something in particular, you're restrained from doing something else. Or just an excuse. A prison. I used to think I was free from destiny, and I walked towards death based on my choices. But Oryx's kin led them again to the temple, where they found the Holy Maiden who betrayed the Titans. Come to think of it, Pasithea and the liar may not have been the targets of that kin's accusations, but rather a dismissive sneer at my futile defiance. But no matter what, I'm determined to find that kin and seek the answer. Am I truly free from my destiny, or is my struggle for freedom itself a part of my destiny? Echoes from beyond the sky. Though these sleep talks seem unrelated, I discovered a shadow of the Titan within them. Have they been waiting for my return? Please bring me back. I understand this is a selfish request, to carry a burden like me through such perilous ground, but I must witness it myself. You'll carefully support Pasithea, stopping and starting along the way. A familiar touch. When was the last time I stood here? I can't even remember. I stayed here for many years, but most of the time was spent in the depths of this temple. The time spent on this land has been rare. The truth is right before our eyes. I can already hear its voice, but do you need to take a break? I'm fearful. If I never really once escaped destiny, if Ornyx watched at my betrayal of them, then watched me receiving their salvation, I don't know how to face it all. I'll be with you till the end. Yes, everyone at Oklahoma is still waiting for my return. Unravel the final memory. Let us witness the true face of Ornyx's kin. Friends, you all escaped here from other cities, right? The black tide can no longer be contained, and the torrent of Thanatos will swallow the earth whole. Why am I not afraid? For I do not fear death, as I am Ornyx's kin, and beyond solely to their starry night. Please do not panic. Ornyx sent me here to offer you all salvation. Hear me. Before you stands the temple of the Fate Titans. Walk forth deep into the ruins, and you shall find a prophet. Her name is Pasithea. Bring her out, and she shall bestow upon you the prophecy of the Fate Titans, ensuring your survival to Oklahoma. Who exactly is she? In the world beyond memories, Pasithea is listening to the sounds here. You can hear her breaths become increasingly frantic. Ornyx, the almighty Fate Titan, I beg you for forgiveness for my sins. I beg not for your forgiveness for my sins. I am the most despicable of liars, and for my own selfishness, I sacrifice the lives of many innocents. But if I kept my silence, who would save her? If there is anyone who deserves to be punished, it should be me, the one who abandoned her. If I only tried harder, if I only could have kept her from going hungry. If I only brought her along to escape to Oklahoma. If only. Are you listening? Ornyx, I can offer everything. My heart, my eyes, as long as you can fulfill my wish. Oh, Destiny, please save my daughter. The lingering memories fade into the air. From today on, Pastithea's dreams will not be haunted by the echoes of the ghost anymore. Pastithea's lips curl up and then inwards. She clenches her jaw, fighting to hold back her tears. I never once thought this would be the truth. My mother. The last time I saw her, I wasn't Ornyx's maiden yet. My friend, how did my mother's figure look? I couldn't see clearly. In the end, my mother and I became liars who fabricated prophecies. I chased Destiny to this point, only to end up with nothing. Ornyx and Mother. Have we truly succeeded in breaking free from our own destinies? Oh boy, I don't know if either of these are good answers for this. Destiny might not exist after all. How ridiculous. This question has bothered me for years. Yet when I discover the truth, I realize all these are no longer important. Yes, it doesn't matter if we are caught in the claws of destiny, as there are things that we are powerless to change. As long as we take action, there must be some things that we will change. Among the ruins, Ornyx has never revealed to me a world after the Black Tide. Even if it's blind hope, I also wish to believe that it was I who chose destiny, and not the other way around. Mother, I am very happy now. But I can no longer hear your voice in my dreams. In the future, it might get a little lonely. Wow. That certainly, wow. That was for all of us with mommy issues. Yeah, I've always been a fan of Star Rail's side quests because they usually have really good moments. And yeah, I would say this definitely fits. That was a very heart-wrenching story. She asks you to lift your pillow. Star Rail also does my favorite thing, which is to wrap up a story in something really inane or dumb, and then just like twist the knife once you're too far to like bail. They're really good at doing that, and that's like my favorite way of processing like really heavy stories, is to have like a really exciting or like happy-go-lucky beginning, and then like show off the real implications of what's happening. Sure, I do think that there have been, like, Penacony was full of these. And this one I think is a little bit more obvious as soon as you get into it that things are going to get very heavy. And they do. They do get heavy pretty immediately. But this had like such a good arc. Really good arc for this side character. And we did get a little bit more hints about what happened in the past with Tribby. Which I assume is the Holy Maiden before Pasithea. Though I'm not sure how well the timelines line up with it. Because that would mean that... Because I believe Tribby became a demigod before the Chrysos War. Because she lost... she lost several versions of herself, I think, in the Chrysos War. So she would have to have become a demigod before that. While for Pasithea, she was either the maiden while during the Chrysos War, but it definitely feels like it has been some time for her. I have no idea how long the Chrysos War even took. Like, that's a whole question about the timeline. I'm gonna have to learn how to pace myself for these streams, or I have to read a lot. I already stumble over so many words. Okay, sorry, forgive me for just opening my character screen over and over again. I'm trying to give myself a little break by using some of the materials we got. Yeah, I'm saving these to upgrade my quid pro quo light cone. I've heard so many people saying that this is such a good light cone, and I want to try it out. But before then, I need to use my Trailblazer stamina to upgrade to Welt's like major traces. Eventually, my big plan is that all of my characters will have max traces, and I'll be able to use any one of them I want. And I don't care if they're not meta anymore, I just want the option. Okay. I'm just amusing myself right now. Yep. Okay, let's see here. Where else? What else can we do? Wow, that whole story took an hour and a half to get through. Let's see. I should go pick up this one, which I had originally wanted to do until we got sidetracked.
This haven of memories. Every touch, every moment.
A pillow for sleep, a curtain for dreams, all born from memories and signs.
Okay, now that we've gone through her side quest, like, let's talk to Pasithea. Are you ready to talk about Tribby now? After reminiscing on that memory, I somewhat understand Lady Tribby. As a holy maiden of Yanisopolis, Lady Tribby made a choice contrary to mine. I don't know what she went through, but I'm guessing it must have been a heavy past that renders one teeth clenched and one mouth speechless. Are you still avoiding them now? Yes. If I were honest with myself, I still can't relinquish my complicated feelings towards Lady Tribby. Maybe after today, there might come a chance to talk with them about what happened. But for now, I am unable to do so. That's very fair, considering what I'm assuming both of them went through. No wonder. Okay, so this is if you want to redo the story, I guess. Okay. There you go. You get like a little achievement if you do revisit
A
the
pillow for sleep. A curtain for...
here by your hometown. Yanisopolis is my home. That is all. I once heard of Yanisopolis' glorious past during her height of power. As an essential council venue within the Oklahoman Alliance, Yanisopolis was once a prosperous and peaceful city. Each time a prophecy was sought, the Temple of the Free Fates would host a grand banquet, where even civilians could gaze their eyes upon the solemn figure of the Holy Maiden from the peripheries. But I could not experience any of that. When I was born, the crisis war had already begun. In times of chaos, even the grandest cities cannot escape decline. Yanisopolis people had to eat dirt to stave off hunger during the famine. And now, she is completely gone, turned into a cold, unfathomable abyss. Friend, saying goodbye is always hard. If something sad has truly happened, my Ornyx gift you with a beautiful dreamscape. As long as one is willing to make a change, even destiny, as merciless as it is, may blossom with new life. That is such a good quote. I'm legitimately writing this down right now because I think I need to hear this. Just in my daily life. As long as one is willing to make a change. Even destiny. As merciless as it is, may blossom with new life. I love this because it's not even saying that you can change destiny, but that through your actions, destiny will come to take some, there's new fruit that comes with your destiny, like wherever it is, whatever it happens to be. All my Star Rail's honestly filled with like killer lines, which like surprises me to no end, considering also the amount of like weird, like there's so many on my Star Rail, like there are moments where the translation is really off. There's so many awkward phrasings of things times where I'm like, God, I wish this was like worded a little differently. But then there are moments like this where I'm like, I should not even complain. Like, why complain? They know what they're doing. Yeah, I mean, I always feel like there is something wrong, like very wrong with my taste. But I do really feel like this game is something special. It it never ceases to surprise me, on a story level, and I really appreciate that. Even if, you know, it does still come from like a money hungry, you know, gotcha game company. They've got like some really good people there, on the writing staff for sure. And, you know, I'll say it, like, kudos to Hoyo for giving them the room to make their work, uh, their work so well within, like, the restraints that they must have as a, you know, as a game that still has to be at least semi-family friendly. The Titankin of Nikador, what are they doing here? Paris. I don't know any Paris. Don't hurt me or Heracles. Stay back, foul remnant of the Mad King. You're not permitted any further. Kill. The baseballer is here. Who are you? This place is dangerous. Get out of here at once. Wait, I think she was that hero that hunted down the Mad King of the Chrysos heirs. What? Perfect. Please come and help us. Beg me. Is there a reward? Beg me. I feel like I've really decided to make this version of the Trailblazer such a jerk, just for the sake of stream. Huh? What are you saying? I'm begging you, please do something. Looks like I have no choice.
Since you're already here, why not have a meal before you leave? Bust.
Every time I face like a story battle, I just feel so good about my team, and then I really get humbled later on when I have to actually do Memory of Chaos. Oh my god, I think Apocalyptic Shadow actually is updating next. I'm definitely not prepared for that. Can't beat me, so you resort to foul language. Nameless curses. Faced with an unstoppable power, the injured Titankin turns and leaves, slipping into the Evernight Vale outside the city. Its staggering and broken form is so pathetic that you lose all urge to chase it down for a victorious counterattack, so you simply watch as her shadow disappears into the border where the light vanishes altogether. The fact that the Lance of Fury's underlings would be so cowardly as to flee in defeat. Pathetic. Thank you for saving us, hero. We would have not made it out of here alive without you. Ever since the fall of that savage god, this Titankin has been roaming around the surrounding area, attacking guards and passing trade caravans. This time it was Aizen, leader of the Argo caravan, who fell victim. That's right. Fortunately, you and Captain Camilla took action in time. If I were sent to meet Thanatos, no one would be left to support the city's merchants or dromuses. It's okay, Heracles. Though I've been spared my life, she did get away with my little treasure. I didn't see any rare root just now. There's treasure. Why didn't you say sooner? This is no mere ordinary object. It is a divine object of Menesta. It is the golden thread of rebirth that she weaved herself. You must have heard this story. During the era Criteria, Menesta wove together the love of the world and their own cocoon to create silk as a gift to Circes. Lady Aglaia sent me on an assignment to retrieve the miracles of the Titans. I worked myself to the bone to purchase this object from a group of nomadic thieves. Now it's been snatched from my hands by the enemy right before I arrived back to the city. Such a shame. Ison drops his head with a sigh, his face painted with regret. It seems he is stuck between the sadness of having lost a precious item and the guilt of disappointing Aglaia. However, you sense his gaze darting between the ground surface and your body. You could just ask me for help. What a shame. Bye-bye. Wait, hero. This treasure is extremely precious, and you have to help me. Count it as a favor to Lady Aglaia. Just say that next time. That's wonderful. Thank you, hero. Thank you, hero. So while I was traveling and selling my wares, I heard word from the refugees that the Titankin were gathering in Castrum Kremnos under the Black Tide. Only a hero such as yourself knows where they are. Hero, as the Black Tide outside the city is perilous, we mere citizens can offer you no assistance. All we can do is ask you to take great caution. A treasure hunt! Partner, let's go on a treasure hunt. I still don't know how I should voice Mem. Maybe I'll go like full just memming it. And I'll just mem their whole dialogue. Let me actually do this because I think this will be super quick. Okay. This is so cute. I did not realize we could actually walk up here. The tree trunk is engraved with the mark of Circes. So many years have passed. Only a thin layer of the original engraving remains, making it hard to notice at first sight. Comparing the location with the scroll script, you are certain that this is the location for the mysterious ceremony. There is something strange about the dirt beneath you. Perhaps the countless ceremonies performed here have hardened the earth. Okay, bury the offerings. Yep. As you are hit by a bizarre fluctuation of energy, your head feels a little faint. Could it be? The ceremony is a success. You find it hard to believe as you look at the object that has suddenly appeared before you, suspended in midair. Ooh. Oh my god, I'm stuck. Oh my god. I'm stuck, guys. I shouldn't give him too much flack for that because it's so easy to just get unstuck. But, you know, sometimes I wonder. Okay, there we go. A number of voices begin to sound through your ears. Their words sound muffled as they have traveled a great distance. Another follower bearing offerings in search of wisdom. You have brought the blessings of the three titans. Gearus, the soul that nurtures all living things. Fangosia, the ever-reaching springs that bring life. Seeds of Circes. Those will absorb all nutrients until they blossom and bear fruit. The golden fruit on the wisdom tree. We stand in its shelter, you and me. But where is this golden fruit, Circes? Why must you taunt your loyal disciples like this? Shh, quiet, you must not disrespect the gods. I understand. I understand completely. This tree has grown too old. So old that it's come to the end of its life. Where can I get this golden fruit? The voices fall into complete silence, leaving your questions unanswered. You quickly understand what has happened. Long ago, the disciples of Circes would draw some kind of power from this tree. However, after countless ceremonies, even the tallest tree of the past grows old and unable to meet the demand of insatiable ceremonies. You have no idea how long it has been, but this ceremony was eventually either abandoned or forgotten, and the disciples of Circes rarely attempted it again. That is, until your arrival. However, the tree has no longer anything to give to you. The tree roots push a few items your way, as if trying to leave them at your feet. As you raise your head to look at the tree, the painted eyes engraved on its trunk seem to be looking at you and staring off at some broken alien vision. The rotten offerings you have given also disappear into thin air as if they have never even existed. Fruitless tree. Too bad. I'm trying to get like the really silly stuff out of the way first. They say history tends to reflect the collective values of the past, and that's what worries me about the future. Regardless of the era, humans just can't seem to break free of the same mistakes. Okay, yeah, we've read this before, but the golden scapegoat. Shh. This is different from our usual banter. Let's go somewhere quieter to talk about this. But I guess you're the partner I've been waiting for. This is great news. Excellent news. We can talk here. I feel like I'm being robbed. No way. You could take on 10 of me easily. Where are we? Oh, we're in the alleyway. Anyway, since you asked me about the golden scapegoat, name that I came up with secretly, that means you've cleared the 4 basic stages as well, right? Oh, you mean... Yes, I challenged them too, and I was fortunate enough to pass the ones that weren't so dangerous. That's how I got this. The translations of the ancient Titan language that one can hear when the challenge starts, or when the world is illuminated. The smart lamb will persuade itself. I know nothing of the butcher's knife, after all. Gods wish to see the world, thus came darkness. Well, feels like there's something enigmatic behind it, right? For example, the Dragon Slayer inevitably becomes the evil dragon, and the Torchbearer inevitably becomes ashes. It's a little... how should I put it? Right. It gives off the energy that's a little gloomy and deep, but extremely poetic. Anyway, they're all precious information extracted and translated from the treasures bestowed to us by the Golden Scapegoat. And I firmly believe they're of unusual significance. Just look at that first stanza. Fire and light are the incarnation of that sin. Is that referring to the great Chrysos heirs? Maybe their plan to save the world will somehow cause irreversible damage to the world, but we must bear it no matter what? Are they hurting because of it, but are unable to explain anything to us mortals? Also, in the second stanza, after all, I know nothing of the butchering blade. The source of the information seems to believe that an unseen power from a mysterious domain is threatening the world. But what could it be? Oh, and the last line of the fourth stanza, that God wishes to see the world, and so darkness came into being. The scholar was unable to precisely interpret the meaning of the Titan word here, and it contains two opposing interpretations. What does that mean? Could it be that in the ancient Titan language, light and darkness, oh, and also time, are represented by the same word? The scholar and I couldn't come up with any explanations that withstood scrutiny. Maybe the only way for us to answer it is to record more such whispers from the different challenges. But that might also bring about more questions. Slow down. I can't keep up. Did I speak too much? Well, why don't I add you to our secret discussion group on the teleslate? Once you overcome more of the Golden Scapegoats, the scholar will be able to send her newer translations to the group. It's much safer compared to meeting up in person frequently. With a single point of contact. Why can't we be more open about it? I would like to, but the scholar specifically warned me that the research might be linked to the underlying rules of the world, and that we shouldn't talk about it openly before we make such concrete discoveries. Anyway, people might start suspecting us if we stay here any longer. Let's talk on a teleslate next time. Don't mention this conversation when I see you in Kefleo Plaza. Good for him that I have basically solved all of them. Okay, I'm guessing the... Okay, Evacultic disciple is... Atlitis? I think that's how you say his name. Okay, Light Hunter is the scholar. Huh? Oh my god, wow. Sheep are not necessarily sheep, and humans are not necessarily human. People ate raw flesh and may have even resorted to cannibalism. Those who feared fire became sheep, and those who did not became human. Wow. This is truly some amazing stuff here. Surprisingly profound, don't you think? There's, like, even though this is clearly a joke, there probably is some kind of hint to the actual plot here. In the nightmares deep in the night, he or she has become darkness itself, endlessly pursuing and hunting themselves. Okay. Yeah. I think I've collected all of the goat heads. Free association. Okay, this one's actually maybe important. Neither humans nor Titans can exist independently of the world itself. The past imprints itself upon the future, acting as both the foundation and the constraint of all things. As these constraints multiply, humans grow further and further from the titans they were once close to, eventually forgetting the past, unaware that both sides could be subject to a higher destiny. Okay, maybe actually now that I actually read it out loud, that was not important. Okay. I think in order to see all of them, I'm gonna have to look at my readables. Oh my god, look at that. We've almost collected all of them. Oh my god, there's one more left. I can't process it right now.
I heard that he's a believer of Zagreus.
Ah, you're here because of the messages from the teleslate, right? To be honest, I don't agree with the scholar on whether we can discover unknown secrets of the past from these challenges. Well, what do you say? Should we go somewhere quiet like last time so I can tell you what I think? Fine. Thank you so much for being willing to listen to me. I have a bold hypothesis that, if proven true, can explain just about every unsolved mystery in this world. Well, we are all Titans who have forgotten our identity as a Titan. That's right, humanity and Titans had a much closer relationship in the past, to the point where we were one and the same. That's a huge leap. Let me explain. Why are the translations from the scholars so fuzzy? Why in this language, supposedly having been used by the Titans, so vague that light and strife and time and evil are expressed by the same word? The answer lies in my hypothesis. It's because we have forgotten that humans are Titans too. We forgot that the language must be understood by the soul instead of ears or eyes. In other words, we must read the legacy of the golden scapegoat with our soul to truly understand its significance. And that is... Why is he taking out a lounge chair? I've decided to connect my scalp directly to the golden scapegoat with a hat made from thin copper strands. I will then decide to take a nap here to see if I can communicate with the truth behind this world in my dream. Have I seen this somewhere before? Is this a reference to Inception for some reason? You're really getting to the bottom of this, aren't you? How will I know if I don't try? If occultism is correct, humans still possess all the Titan senses, but are unaware of them because these senses have been atrophied. And naturally, the sensory experience that we aren't aware of or in control of is dreaming. Maybe the golden scapegoat is the dream of a slumbering Titan. It's a conjecture that we just can't rule out. Perhaps dreaming is how Titans think. And don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to participate in the actual experience. Just be my witness and make sure no one accidentally interrupts the experiment by waking me up. shrugs nonchalantly. He puts on the special hat, lays down before quickly falling asleep. Seeing how little effort takes him to fall asleep, you can't help but wonder if this is the effort of his usual praises for Thanatos. Hint of jealousy begins spreading through you. Considering the fact that a busy person like you sometimes doesn't even have time to eat or sleep, why are you wasting your time here? You send a message to the Scholar Light Hunter before you swiftly make an exit. Something bad's gonna happen to him. We just let him sleep in public? The experiment really worked. I dreamed I was trapped in prison. That one which thinks about during the day is what one will dream about during the night. I respectfully disagree, dear Teach. Okay. That was fun. I'm not sure how useful it'll actually be in figuring out the plot. But it was fun. Okay. There is like so many mini quests I bet I have missed. These are two big ones that I know if I start, they're gonna be like a whole story arc, so I don't want to start them right now actually. At most I want to do like one a day of these. Okay. Actually, let me look at my rewards. Okay. Going to feed this into my relic. Actually, I want to check something really quickly. Eight days till Apocalyptic Shadow. I do want to get that last star while I can, because I know the next Apocalyptic Shadow is gonna be for Agalea, and I'm not gonna be able to. I'm not gonna be able to do it. As strong as my teams are, like getting 3 stars is always a struggle. It might be because I'm not really that high of a spender, but I also feel like I spend enough. Okay, wait. I want to spend my shards. I think I've definitely saved up enough. I want to see what I can buy.
This is the sacred beast of Medusa. Please, God.
Okay, finally, I'm gonna see what this is. Enough. I'm going to make my preparations. Cherish Janus in your heart and wait here quietly. Okay, so I'm gonna have to wait. Fine. Then I can't buy Mysterious Gift L. Okay, I have 7. So with that, I'll buy Mysterious Gift S. Yeah, let me buy this. And then I'll also grab the recipe for golden honey cake. I love getting recipes. Mysterious item? There we go. Wait, where is this mysterious item that we just bought? Oh, here it is. Okay, so we need to go back to our room to open it. This looks like a suitable place to put the mysterious object you bought from the wooden horse, though you still have no idea what's inside the crate. Do you want to tear it open and see? With great anticipation, you tear open the crate and find a giant sea seal doll. Alright, you recall someone referring to the species as the divine beast of Fagosia. Maybe placing a doll of a divine image in your room will bring good things your way. Oh my god, it's so cute. But the fact it won't bounce like the rest of them makes me kind of sad. Give it a big hug. This is so awkward. You embrace the seal doll in your arms and slowly lose yourself in the comfort and warmth of its fur. Drowsiness and illusion of happiness begin to slowly sprout from the depths of your mind. You enjoy a wonderful moment of peace and quiet in the baths. This is exactly what you would expect from a sacred beast of Fagosia. Just a touch is enough to enchant you. You immediately come to understand its mysterious powers. There is no doubt in your mind that you want to come back here again. Okay, we gotta earn all the memory shards we can. I need to buy that big mysterious box. Which means we're gonna have to do like another sweep of the entire map. Like right here, for example. Oh. Okay, I don't have enough energy to read anymore, so I'm going to switch to our next, activity, which is to look at some of the trailers for the next, patch of the game. Okay, the first one I just never got to see, so I'm just going to watch it now. That I have played through the entire story. I'm sure this will be kind of fun to see what they had teased.
The Eternal Land. Amphoreus. A world where 3 paths intersect.
Titans, the ancient gods of Amphorius, once worshipped by humanity, they now stand as their foes. That prosperity burst like a dewdrop. A black tide swallowed the world, inundating it in blood.
Save Akima. The Mad King Nikador has returned. Look, there's strife and conflict everywhere.
A war in the name of the gods lifted the curtains to turmoil.
There are mortals who fight against fate, even in this hopelessly bleak era.
Even gods can bleed.
You and I will eventually step off the stage.
For if death cannot be avoided, I wish it could contain beauty more plentiful.
Wait, we haven't even seen this stuff yet. We have not seen this.
Bleak era.
Even gods can bleed.
You and I will eventually step off the stage.
For if death cannot be avoided, I wish it could contain beauty more.
Yeah, we have not seen this at all. What is going on here?
Bleak era.
Even gods can.
Eventually step off the stage.
For if death cannot be avoided, I wish it could contain beauty.
I love going frame by frame. That's Tribby. Tribby got hurt? And that's us. Just making sure that we can actually see what's going on.
Contain beauty more plentiful.
And what is this? This seems like the garden. Yeah, this looks like the garden. This, I have no idea who this is. Okay, here's the character that they teased earlier. I mean, they did, I don't know, why is the phrase escaping me? When they release the character image for the character who will be up the next banner? Yeah.
Plentiful.
This is Anaxa, I believe.
Maybe. See you.
Oh boy, something bad's gonna happen to Tribby. Or to her other twins.
Maybe. See you tomorrow. When you have a chance.
Wow, okay. Yeah, we're gonna have some emotional moments happen. Just taking a closer look at this.
Maybe. See you tomorrow. When you have a chance to make a choice, make one that you know you won't regret.
Stand with me and become heroes.
Okay. A few interesting teases. Nothing we can glean from very much.
Can your murderous intent match up to what fate has in store for you?
You're right, Deja. It's drip marketing. Also, welcome to stream. You came in just when I started doing my trailer reactions. I've just finished like reading a bunch of dialogue for quests and like the mini quests and stuff like that. We had a really sad one today, which I'm sure all of them will be, because Hoyo loves to make me cry. But yeah, I love frame by frame analysis. Also, I hope Love is Blind watch party went well. That sounds really, really fun. I've never seen the show. Desperately need someone to make like a 1 hour or less HSR lore video, because I have not been paying attention much after that Monkey Quest thing. You're so right for that, because the Monkey Quest story update was my least favorite story update since Shenzo Lafu. And Shenzo Lafu was really, like, it had its interesting moments. If only it hadn't focused so much on the High Cloud Quintet and given more space to, like, the villains, Like, I would have loved the Shenzo Lafu arc so much more. Similarly to the Monkey Quest arc. If they had focused less on the monkeys and actually focused more on the villains and even like the characters they introduced, like Rappa, like short, it was just like a lot of build up for a payoff that was sure like really sad. Like Rappa has a really sad backstory, but it did not, like, the amount we got for the amount that we had to suffer through was not enough for me. Hoyo is very angsty. They know that it brings people in. Like, what's best? The best thing you can do to promote your husband or waifu banner is to give them an extremely angsty backstory. Ooh, first season of actually watching Love Island blind. That's fair. Like, I, for a brief moment, got into, like, The Bachelorette. Yeah. I 100% agree. Monkey Quest, very unfocused. Really could have used... And also, they put, like, his Boot Hill, like, small Boot Hill moment with his backstory. It's, like, buried. So many gems buried in, like, stuff that just did not connect with each other. Okay, let me see this. This is the version 3.1 trailer, which will be fun.
Can your murderous intent match up to what fate has in store?
Okay, so we'll get to see the day version of the Abyss of Fate map, the Yanisopolis Abyss of Fate. Uh-oh. Who is that? Oh, okay, that was just a mob. Okay. When they do rapid cutting like that, they want us to go frame by frame. No way. No way we miss it. Looks like the next update will be very much about Mighty Mose. Okay. Like, it looks like Finan is 100% turning evil. Look at this. He's literally standing on top of a bunch of dead bodies right now. So, and of course, Mighty, as you know, the red one of the of the blue-red, the red-blue dynamic these two have, Mighty Mose and Finan, very clearly the yaoi bait of this particular planet. Like, of course he's gonna have to have an angsty fight with Fanon. Yeah. Yeah, no, Daisha, you're right. Boot Hill's relevance was because he is kind of like a Galaxy Ranger mentor to Rappa. And it does wrap up the reason, like, oh, he showed up in Penacony, so we do need to explain his character a little bit more than, like, the one trailer he got. Barely any screen time. Yeah, modern day Fireboy and Water Girl. Finan is the femboy in this pairing, for sure. Like, Finan, okay, I'm really sorry to get into this, but ever since they revealed in the story quest that Finan has, like, some, like, older sibling, like, older sister figure in his life, and, like, he clearly, like, lost her and lost his hometown in, like, some kind of attack, which has clearly scarred him for the rest of his life. I'm like, they're trying to reverse engineer Rat Urine. Like, that's all they're doing. They're trying to reverse engineer Aventurine's, like, super, like, popularity with Finan. It's like, Aventurine had an older sister that was tragically killed. Finan has an older sister who was tragically killed. Aventurine is the last person from his race. Finan is the last person from his hometown, which has been wiped off the map, and no one else knows about it. Aventurine is a mysterious, closed-off, yet charismatic personality you run into in the new world, in, like, the new map, the new planet that you go onto. Finan is the mysterious, closed off, yet charismatic personality you run into on your new world's journey. And both of them have like that like kind of like silly vibe sometimes, but that hide like a deeply hurt like soul. And then of course they get their partners, which are like tsundere, gruff, like buff men to like, you know, round out their twinkness. That are that both like are like super actually loyal to their partners, yet are too tsundere to say that directly to them. I hate the fact that Raturan's name is like that, but it's just so funny to me also. Like, I hate it and I love it at the same time. I love Raturan. Ratio of Venturine is such a good ship. And I really feel like they're just trying to reverse engineer that and like get it to like happen again. Because they're like, think about how much money we could make if we get the Fujiyoshis to also feel like they need to pull for Finan and Mighty together. Like, we have the people who want to pull for Ratio and Aventurine together. And apparently the leaks say that Ratio and Aventurine will be rerunning together in 3.2. But you didn't hear it from me. And I'm sure they feel so stupid about it now since they gave Ratio out for free for several months. And then he ended up being like such a fan favorite. I mean, sure, like, rerun him now. This is a good time. Especially with Aventurine. But I don't know. I'm sensing like corporate yaoi bait and I'm not buying it. Like, the great thing about Raturan is that it felt so like unnecessarily yaoi and I loved it. It was so like this was meant to be written as a friendship or like a strange like semi rivalry, semi like respect relationship, but it ended up just being extremely romantic. Anyway, back to the trailer. Okay, let's see that. Yeah, this doesn't look good. I see Anexa is now going to become part of the gang. I'm betting Anexa is going to be the core flame bearer of justice. Or Cersei's. But I think Cersei's is still alive. These new mobs look good. He's the king, yeah. You're right, Daisha. They really tried to push Firefly and Trailblazer. Radiation of Venturine, I'm not going to say it doesn't have undertones, but I do think most of the undertones are... No, you're right, actually. Ratio, I can't even lie and say that Ratio and Aventurine don't have romantic undertones. As much as I do think like them being like such a popular ship wasn't so intentional. Like, I don't think they intended it to become this popular, but they I admit, like, some writer at Hoyo definitely wanted them to be like together. Considering they named like one of their quests like Double Indemnity, and Raturan shippers love to talk about how Double Indemnity is like a noir romance. I mean, their light cone together already has like is a direct reference to that film. And yeah, no, Daisha, you're right. I was too caught up in trying to defend Raturan from the incoming siege of Mighty and Fanon. What would be their ship name anyway? Maidanon? Fandai? Like, I was trying to save my portion of Yaoi territory, because like we need all of, I don't want to sacrifice any of our hardworking fan artists and writers for this new shiny Yaoi ship. Yeah, you'll probably pull for Mighty. Mighty looks like very promising. He looks like a better version of Blade, which kind of makes me kind of sad after like suddenly I started to like Blade after all these years. Simply because I had one weird dream about him, and then I was like, you know what? I get it now. I get it now. I'll pull for him next time. No, I also agree, Daisha. It's like, it was very much an undertone of like, if you see it, you see it. It definitely doesn't help that Aventurine's voice actor plays him very, like, fruity. It just, like, every single, like, small bit of choice, like, they made about those two characters, like, created this, like, perfect pot of chemistry for them. And now it's, like, inescapable for both of them, I fear. I don't know. There's something about the way they have put Mighty and Finan in the new storyline. It makes me feel like they also want to have, like, this perfect pot of chemistry for them as well. But that's hard to do. It really is hard to do. I have yet to see such devotion towards the two of them that I have seen for Rayurin. I feel like Hoyo would run DashCon. Like, one day we're gonna hear about HoyoCon, and it's, well, as an actual, like, as an actual, like, how much, I was gonna say multi-million-dollar company, they're probably billion-dollar company. Anyway, like, as an actual company, they would, like, create a really nice con for fans to go to, but, like, in their heart, if they knew that they could make more money by just scamming us and creating something like DashCon, they would. Have the ship brain for Phoenix, right? Hey, that's fair. That's fair. If anything, like, I salute you for choosing something that at least, like, you pay once for the game, and then you don't have to pay anymore. Every day I curse the fact that I got into a live service game. I will just talk nonsense though about defending Rayuran. I will just talk nonsense. Like, forgive me for everything I just said, basically. It is my, like, dumb brain. HoyoCon. 100% they try and do a convention. No way they wouldn't if they knew that people would buy tickets. It's just a question of, like, where they would host it. I feel like they would not host it in North America. Yeah, I had to do the I had to bring back these shots. Like, the the fan service is incredible. Okay, yeah. Finan and Mighty are going to have some really angsty fight times.
3 molded life with their hands, and 3 guided Calamity's gate. 3 carved the heavens and the earth.
In the previous trailer... No, actually, this is not the place, I think.
3 wove the threads of fate.
I do like how these maps are looking.
It's time to end this. Offer your souls.
This seems like, is this Thanatos maybe? Because I know Castorus is looking for him.
The son of Urgo is destined to be crowned in blood.
Wait. Enemies to lovers written in the stars. You know, I'm always gonna be such a hypocrite about this. I'm such a hypocrite when I feel like my ship, like, oh, like when there's hints towards my ship, I'm like, God, this is such good writing. And then when there's hints towards another ship that I don't personally like, I'm like, damn, they're trying to force this so hard. I'm such a hypocrite. What on earth is going through here? I have 100% one of the tribbies is going to be lost in this triangle thing, because we saw it in a previous trailer. And even here, like, looking at this, like, is this not maybe Finan, like, falling through the triangle?
It's time to end this. Offer your souls to the blood.
The son of Urgo.
I love seeing Kalis with his, like, pink, his pink quill, ready to fight.
Destined to be crowned.
Okay, what's that? That's our enemy, I think. Yeah, he's releasing some sort of blue energy chest thing. Okay, that's a Nexa. And then, of course, the triangle thing, which we actually saw in the other trailer. We saw one of the tribbies falling into the triangle thing. Okay. Here is Finan protecting Mighty from the villain. There were some people speculating that Finan was this mask guy, which I guess this shows that he isn't. Oh my god, Castorus gets hit. There's no way she's gonna die though.
Can't be killed.
That is a core flame. Whose core flame is it? If I knew the symbols better, I would know exactly who that is.
Killed in a single blow.
Of course. We may have Castorus X Trailblazer fan service coming soon. Yeah, we're losing one of the tribbies 100%.
It's now my turn to fight against it.
Okay, what was that? Is there any way I can see what that is? Okay, looks like his energy blast is hitting a building, basically. The man spreading. Maybe it's Mighty who goes crazy. Have we not thought about that? This is the exact scene that we saw in the previous trailer. Okay, light slips the gate, shadow greets the throne. Interesting. Okay, Divergent Universe update. Ooh. Oh my god, we get... Oh my god, oh my god. Wait, this is just... This is like the Candy Crush... This is like the Origami Girls... Origami Birds Candy Crush situation happening all over again. We get to go against other players in this. I love the Origami Birds Candy Crush moment because it consumed my life. Competitive Candy Crush was amazing. Oh boy. Rip 1/3 Tribby. Yeah. We're gonna miss you 1/3 Tribby. Castorus does have a very pleasing motif. Like the purple pink plus the butterflies plus the dragon.
Messenger departs from the land of prophecy, splitting herself into 1,000 pieces and setting off
Pokemon, what's happening here?
Holy maid of Yannisopoulos, the Chrysos heir who stole Passage's core flame. You shall toil for the masses, bringing the news of deliverance to all domains. Go find those with golden blood, shatter the dimmest dark in this world, and walk toward the tomorrow where the stars gleam. On this episode, let's catch up.
Okay, usually these keeping up a star rail don't really give much lore, but I will say that he does call her the Holy Maiden of Yannisopoulos that stole Janus's core flame, which, you know, I mean, it was already extremely heavily implied in Pasthea's side quest that Tribby was the previous Holy Maiden before her, and it was basically confirmed in the quest, but I don't know. I'm like, yeah. It got confirmed, even though if you were reading the story, you would know. Whatever I can talk about, I talk about.
We're very pleased to welcome the leader of the Chrysos heirs, Aglaia, to the program today. Lady Aglaia?
It's an honor to be invited on this show. As a dressmaster, I've always followed Keeping Up with Star Rail closely.
Oh, studying the different styles of fashion across the universe through this show? Lady Aglaia, it's so admirable how you still make time in your busy life to hone your craft.
You flatter me, sir. I'm just...
Oh, you're too modest. Well, let's not waste any more time and start today's program. Tribby is a quantum character following the path of harmony. They are the most respected Chrysos heirs at Amphorius. Although they look small, their minds are sharper than ordinary people's. They use their own little inventions to help others drive away bad guys.
When my teacher was a child, she didn't have many friends. So she invented things to deal with her loneliness.
Oh my god. And this is direct confirmation I feel about that readable I read in game about the High Maiden, the Holy Maiden, that kept inventing like little toys to keep herself company, and she kept escaping the temple. Yeah, that was Tribby. This is really sad considering what happened to her, but I'm like, yeah, I was right.
Including this rocket. Kids, don't try this at home, though.
When Tribby uses her basic attack, she aims and fires her rocket, dealing quantum damage to one designated enemy and adjacent units. When she uses her skill, ding ding, your mail arrives. Tribby gains numinosity, which lasts for some number of turns. With her encouragement, the all-type res of all allied targets will be boosted. After using her technique and entering battle, Tribby also obtains numinosity for a number of turns.
My teacher bears the duties of a messenger, traveling the world to deliver the prophecy of Era Nova. They believe for thousands of years that the prophecy can grant people...
Deja, have a good sleep. Yeah, of course, you know? Play that Star Rail. Get your dailies in, Deja. Just keep growing those stellar jades one by one. Yeah, thank you for coming in. It's been really nice to have you.
Prophecy of...
For a number of turns.
My teacher bears the duties of a messenger, traveling the world to deliver the prophecy of Era Nova. They believe for thousands of years that the prophet...
Oh yeah, And the reason why it was important to know who that holy maiden was, who was creating all those toys, was because, like, they were delivering false prophecies, which Pasithea also confirmed. Like, she was forced to give false prophecies as well. But it's kind of interesting, like, Tribby definitely had more of a connection to Ornyx and the other fates before Pasithea, so she definitely could get real prophecies. They just got twisted by her handlers. I don't know, it's interesting. Like, Tribby definitely has some secrets that she's keeping from the rest of the cast.
Prophecy can grant people strength.
The prophecy can definitely grant people strength, but if that strength's not enough, then a big rocket should do the trick. When using her ultimate, Tribby will activate a zone and deal quantum damage to all enemies. While the zone is active, enemies take even more damage. After an ally attacks, for every one enemy target that is hit, Tribby will deal additional damage equal to a percentage of her max HP to the target with the highest HP among those hit. After allied teammates use their ultimates, Tribby launches a follow-up attack, dealing quantum damage based on her max HP to all enemies. You know, with such a mischievous teacher, your experience as a student must have been pretty exciting, huh?
It was indeed an unforgettable experience.
After unlocking the Trace glass ball with wings and while her zone lasts, Tribby's max HP will be increased. In other words, during this time, Tribby's additional damage and the damage from her talent's follow-up attack will increase with her max HP. Separately, with the Trace lamb outside the wall unlocked, after Tribby uses her talent's follow-up attack, the damage she deals will be increased even more for some number of turns.
God, I wish I had her for my Herta. I can't spend on her though. I have to save for Reishu's light cone.
The more additional damage the target with the highest HP among those hit will receive. Additionally, when a teammate uses their ultimate, Tribby will launch a follow-up attack against all enemies. So when paired with teammates who are good at AoE or high-frequency attacks, trigger Tribby's additional damage as many times as possible while her zone lasts, to maximize multi-target and single-target damage boost for the team.
They began the Flame Chase journey with a prophecy. In the thousands of years after, they've traveled the world and gathered the Chrysos heirs into an alliance. Now, they will guide us to our next victory.
Yeah, that's right. Let's see exactly how Tribby will bring us this victory. Tribby uses her technique and enters battle. Thanks to the technique, Tribby has gained numinosity upon entering battle. The all-type res of both herself and Herta is boosted. Herta strikes the enemy head-on. But this even-handed strike is not enough to threaten the enemy's leader. Luckily, Tribby steps in. After her basic attack, her energy is fully restored and she casts her ultimate, deploying the zone. Enemies within the zone take even more damage. As allies hit more enemies, the target with the highest HP among those enemies takes additional damage even more times. And so, both Tribby and Herta, whose forte is also multi-target combat, now have higher single-target damage capabilities.
But only if there are other enemies on the field. So this is like a pure fiction hack, but I'm not sure how well this would be for single target fights.
Truthfully, I came onto this show to make a presumptuous request.
Oh, presumptuous request? Ask away!
I previously asked my teacher where I could find the finest material to weave clothes from.
What did your teacher say?
She answered with this prophecy. The greatest threads are hidden in the hall where thousands of people laugh with joy. I think the prophecy is referring to you, Mr. Albert.
Oh, what an honor for me. Little old Albie, to receive such high praise from your teacher? Oh, so you're here for my autograph. That's not presumptuous at all. It's not like you're here to pluck my feathers. You're not here to pluck my feathers, right?
This is a story from the distant past.
Ah, yes.
The era back then was named after gold. And gods still walked with mortals. Their tears and sweat fell, granting the world dusk and dawn. But times changed, and calamity fell. Yanisopolis prayed to the Holy Maiden for a prophecy. Please tell us how to return to those beautiful days of the past. But Trebios knew that the three gods were no longer able to respond. If the Titan who bears the world has already fallen in the flames of war, then who will lift the torch and drive away the long cold night?
Wait. But Kathleen is still... Maybe she saw Kathleen would fall, and so that's what granted her the incentive to take Janus's core flame?
If the Titan who guides the people has withered in the deepest dark, then who will take their authority and fulfill the promise of passage?
She is beautiful, though. I love this design.
Humans will. I will. I will step through the first crossroads and sail toward tomorrow.
Huh? I've gotten smaller, and there's more of me. Get ready. It's time for us to head out with the west wind.
Toward the proverb revealed by fate. Go and seek the children
I bet someone in the community has translated that.
of humanity with golden blood. Like you, some will be trapped in the past. Some will bury time itself. Some will discard their human.
Okay, this is Cypher. The Zagreus. Of course, this is Aglaya. Not sure who this was, or the blue-haired figure before.
Humanity. Some will forfeit their life.
Another one, Anaxa.
Some will become utterly.
Okay, this is Finan, and I'm guessing this is IA Alicia.
Alone. Some will lose everything.
Okay, this is when Mighty was pushed into the sea by his father. For 9 years, he stayed in the sea. Or 10 years? He was pushed in at 9.
Trebios, the first demigod, set out toward tomorrow until your calls break through the darkest gloom.
Gonna have to look up what this actually says. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense that after taking on the core flame, she got split up into so many different versions. Because to take on the role as messenger and, you know, become a god, I guess you have to be in multiple places at once. Yeah. With the backstory in the readable about how, like, her childhood was just kind of like she was just kept by the priests of Yanisopolis. She never had a real childhood, so yeah. That is very tragic. Okay. Let's head back to the game. Alright. I think I'm gonna call it a day here. I feel like we've gone through a lot. We've got quite a bit of lore under our belts. The trailers were a little fun, like looks into like what will happen next. It's very likely that only a fraction of what we saw is going to be in the next update. And I'm personally not looking forward to the banners just because I have to save my polls. But yeah, I guess I'm excited to see what's next. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna do my goodbyes. Let's see, let's have Black Swan.
Fear not. Unless I wipe away your memories, forgetting me is not an option.
Don't forget me, guys. Okay. Thank you so much for, you know, just going on this journey with me. And I will see you next time. Alright. Good night.